Happy New Year, friends. I'm Lori Schickalone, and welcome to Once Upon a Stitch. I'd like to welcome you to my channel. Thank you for those who come back all the time. Thank you for those who have found me and have subscribed to me. I'm having a great journey in the process of cross-stitching, and I hope you subscribe if it's your first time and give me a thumbs up. Last time I was with you was in the end of December, and my daughter-in-law Rebecca joined me, and she had a great time making Flosstube. Thank you for your kind words regarding her and cross-stitching. We both enjoyed reading them. She is anxious to join me again in other videos, and we're hoping that in February, when she's off for President's vacation, we can get together, weather permitting. I think my son works, so it's a time that I can see her. So I'm looking forward to that video, and hopefully you will too. And okay, so just a little update since the last time we were together. It was right before New Year's Eve, and New Year's Eve we celebrated with a couple of cousins of mine at one of their houses. We get together and we ring in the new year. But earlier in the evening, around 6 p.m., my older son James and his girlfriend Amy went over to Michael and Rebecca's house, and they were going to meet some other couples, and they were going to go out to a quiet dinner. But James had a plan. He was going to propose to Amy in front of Michael's house, and Michael, who's also a photographer, was going to capture it in pictures. Unfortunately, the weather did not cooperate. It was teeming rain at that time. But they did capture a couple of photos, and you can actually see the rain in the photographs pouring. He did get down on one knee. He said he brought a change of pants in case he had to. And but he did propose to Amy, and she said yes. So we're so thrilled. They've been together for a while, and they're right now shopping for venues for their wedding. So we're all very excited for them. We're so happy that my family is growing, and I'll have daughter-in-laws. Since I've never had daughters, I'm thrilled to have daughter-in-laws, and hopefully they feel the same way. What else? I have my notes here, so I'm looking down. I don't want to forget anything because yeah, sometimes after my video I say, oh, I forgot to tell him this, or I forgot to tell him that. So anyway, from last video and maybe the video before, somebody asked two questions. One was, what did I mean by gridding? Because I used a pattern by Arlene Cohen that was alphabets, and I picked different letters from different blocks, and I made my boys and girls an ornament. I had the year put in there, and I had their initials. And when I said I gridded it, but yet I was still apprehensive about following it, what I mean by gridding is let's see, I get a graph paper, and I figure out what my border is going to be, and then I figure out what the inside section of boxes that I have left to grid, and I see if it fits. For instance, like the L, I have a lot of space at the top, but the S at the border, I didn't have any. So that's what I mean by, like, I grid it out to see if it fits. This is a pattern that I just did off the top of my head. I fooled around a little bit before I did it up here. So that's what I mean by gridding. I get this section. I don't do this often. I did it with letters that Arlene really designed, and I just copy them. But these are not those. These are just off the top of my head. And then somebody asked me what this quilt was, and I searched and searched and searched some more, and I couldn't find the actual pattern. I believe it's somewhere in my house, in some folder somewhere, because as I was looking for it, I found that I had done a second one. I didn't finish it, but I did do another one, unfinished. These are the blocks, and I found some other quilt tops that I haven't finished. That kind of depressed me that they're just sitting in a drawer, but it might be along these pattern lines This is Fiber Mosaics. I don't know if you want the person who asked about it, if they want to check this website out, Fiber Mosaics. I looked, I didn't go that deeply into it to find the angels, but they had a lot of similar patterns like this. If I find the pattern in the future, I will definitely share it with you. Okay, another thing for updates is this past Saturday we had a meetup at Needleworkers Delight. Not everybody was able to attend this time, as far as the people from the New Jersey retreat that we kind of get together once a month. But there were a number of us. The place was crowded with their usual Saturday stitchers. We had some stitchers come down from northern New Jersey. It was nice speaking with them, and they really enjoyed the store. Hopefully we'll see them again. Then we had some Flosstubers there. I'm hoping I remembered everybody's. Let's see, Arlene Cohen was there, works by ABC. Caitlyn, Big Apple Stitcher, was there. Carmen, the Broadway Stitcher. Deborah B. from Stitch the Stash. And then the regular Flosstube people Flosstube retreat people that were there were Teresa, Dee, Judy, Barbara, and Helen. And then, like I said, a lot of other people that I don't know all their names. Some of them I've seen there many times, but I'm going to just say age just helped me remember all the things. But I did have a great time catching up with everybody, meeting new people, and I'm so glad to go. And sometimes when you're a single person, I don't mean single, married, single meaning alone, and you go somewhere, you're apprehensive and you get anxiety about are they going to like me, or they want to talk to me, or are they going to just do their own thing. But the environment at Needleworkers has always been very welcoming. We have lots of laughs. So if you ever get a chance to stop by on a Saturday, it's an awesome environment. You're going to love it. Okay, that's enough said. Let's do some stitchy stuff. Before we do that, I'm just going to shout out two new cross stitch videos channels that I've seen, and that's Southern California Stitch apostrophe N Stitchin, Southern California Stitchin, and that's Dara and Cacie, spelled Cacie. They are a mother-daughter team, and they just started doing Flosstube, but they've made quite a number of videos already. Which reminds me, I never say what video this is in the beginning. It is Flosstube number 22, and it's January 16th. My daughter-in-law's birthday, Rebecca. Happy birthday, Rebecca. I already sent her a private message. And then the other one is Sassy Stitchin' Sisters and a Brother. And they are 3 siblings. Maggie is 16, Zoe's 11, and Wyatt is now 9. It was the month before his birthday, so he's 9 now. And they live in Wyoming, and they were taught to cross stitch by their mother. And they've also been doing some machine stitching, quilting, that their mothers also taught them. So I think that's really awesome. Okay, now to finishes. I had 2 finishes. One finish for 2019, and that was Celebrations January. And here we go. And luckily this did stitch up in 2 days, but I did look at the February pattern. It's right here. It's hard to see because they're small. It's right there. But there's a lot more stitching. So I think I'm going to start it in the next couple of days, and hopefully finish it by the end of the month, so that I can try to get at least a month ahead of these smalls. And the way I finished it was on magnets. Just see, this side seems to I got hair in my mouth, sorry. I have a piece of sheet metal, and I just attach it like so. And this board, actually this sheet metal came off. Alrighty, that wasn't sheet metal, that was the glue. So I have to re-glue this, and then I will just attach it on this board that I bought at Hobby Lobby. And the board was $3.99. It has a little stand-up pedestal, or I have a section that I can hang it on the wall. And then I found this snowman that I just kind of sit it at the top to go like that. And yeah, so that's my finish that I have to refinish. I have to just glue that sheet metal back. And then an FFO that I finished this in 2018 in December, but I framed it myself. I didn't put a backing on it yet, but I did lace it and tack it in here, and I just have to put a backing board on it. And that's Farmhouse Christmas. I really like the way it came out. And I'm glad I did it all in one piece. I hang it downstairs, and I'm going to keep it up probably through February, definitely. And then we'll see what the weather is in March. Okay, the next section is my starts for January 1st. And I had 8 starts. And the first one was the celebrations that I showed you. The next is from Shakespeare's Peddler, Antique Lace and Keys. And this is how far I've gotten on it. Just want to see the way to hold it. So I did most of the keys. I have a couple back down here. I have the word keys that have to go here. And then I'm going to finish it in a pillow. And I found some backing fabric that had a nice, that matched the thread. And the thread is one color, and it is German chocolate from Classic Colorworks. And I keep it in a little snack bag, actually. So that was the next one. Hopefully I'll have that as an FFO in the beginning of March. I don't know if I'll be able to get it into my next video. Then I have high heel collections. Now it says here that it's from shinyroom.com. Now I don't know if this is a Soda Stitch or not. It says Shiny Room. I don't see anything that says Soda Stitch. I just assumed it was. My fault. But it's called High Heel Collections. I picked it up at Needleworkers, but I saw Teresa Little Stitcher doing, I think, collections #1. And this is how far I got on it. And I love it. And this is, the plan is to make it for Amy, my future daughter-in-law. So it should be long enough to have all 3 shoes, and then I'll most likely frame it. And that's that one. Okay. Next is another gift that I'm working on, and that is Snow White by the Primitive Hair. And this is how far I've gotten on that. Yeah, a lot of black. I use Anchor black when I do a lot of black. If there's a small bit of black in some of the projects that I'm using, I will use DMC black because I have it, and I'm not going to waste it. Okay, so I started the A Joyful Snowman stocking by Joan Elliott, and it called for gold Kreinik, but I used Rainbow Petite Gallery for the gold. It's up in the top border, and that's how far I've gotten to date. That's on a 2-day rotation. Most of these are 2 days that I've worked on it, and then I put it away and I started a new project. because I want to start all the things. I was trying to figure it out that by the end of July, because July I'm going to do Christmas in July, I might have started 50 projects, unless I change my mind. But and I think a lot of them will be WIPS, because they're larger projects, and I won't be finishing quite as many as I did in the last 2 years. Then I started Easter Parade, and one of my problems is that I don't read the directions sometimes. So when I didn't have the floss for his vest, and I wanted to start it, and it wasn't ready to be started, I noticed that the flower here, when I bought the floss, it was very bright. And so I made the vest brighter, and I said there'll be two things that are bright. But then as I was stitching, there was something highlighted in yellow that was a note that said let's see, Brenda Gervais suggests tea dyeing the floss to tone it down. Well, I'm going to have a bright bunny. So here's my bunny. That's his vest. And I can't show you the other floss because it's in a box with all the other floss that I have for Bunny, and it's not by me, so I don't want to just run away and get it. But this is how far I've gotten, and next I'll be working probably on the little chick that the bunny's riding. Okay, 2 more starts, and the next one is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and it's Once Upon a Time sampler. I'll try to bring it in a little bit closer. You know what, and it was hard to see what colors these were until I pulled them, and for the majority of the colors they're DMC. So I started it, and I think I started it a little too low on the fabric, so I'm not going to have much of a border on the bottom, but let's see, there we go. So I did this in a 2-day rotation, and the first day was on a Friday. So on the Friday I stitched this whole border, Once Upon a Time, and the gridding of these lines. At Needleworkers I barely did her hair and the crown. That's how much talking we did. And then when I came home that evening, I did a little bit more stitching of that block. So yeah, Needleworkers is not the place to stitch. It's the place to converse with other people. But we had a great time. Okay, and finally, Prairie Schooler, July. I decided to do this one. And the reason that I selected that one instead of the July big one was because after July I would have taken it down. And the other one is more of a summer piece that I would put out probably June, July, and August. And this is how far I've gotten on that one. And that's it. So those were my starts. My plan now for the rest of this month is to work on my rotation of the 3 WIPs that I didn't finish last year, and that was Joy by RETM, Quaker Christmas, and Winter House Case, Scissor Case by Romney Creations. Oh, Quaker Christmas is a Lila studio. And then add these that I've started in that 2-day rotation to see how far I get. And then the next video, the end of January, I'll show you what starts I'll have for February and how far I've gotten on my rotations. Okay, a little bit of purchasing that I've done. I bought a few more flosses than these, but I put them with projects already, and these were some others that I needed. At Needleworkers, I picked up Alice from Collection Tralala. and I didn't read it to see if it was French or Italian. I think it's French. That one, I like that. And then I picked up some fabric. I picked up a 28 count ivory. It's like a, it's hard to tell here, but it's like a peachy yellow. And then I picked up, this one's really pretty, Blue Dynasty. It's almost like my walls. It's a 28 count Lugana that needleworkers dyed. This is a 32 count platinum Lugana. This will be a stretch for me, and it's platinum. I don't usually work on 32 count. If I find I can't, I will be gifting that away. Then from 123 Stitch, I want to see some colors, and this is Shale in a 16 count Ada. This one's Legacy. I like Legacy, and it is in a 28 count Lugana. And this is Ada 16 count in Moonglow. It's like a yellowy. I did a Lizzie Kate spring pillow that I had given away on Moonglow, and I did it on a 28 count. So I wanted to see 16, how big it would come out. The next pattern I purchased was a Bent Creek Winter Arches. I think this is so cute. I most likely will do it all in one piece. Okay, now for some good news. Good news is I haven't done a giveaway for my 1,000 subscribers, and yes, I am past 1,000, a little bit past, a lot past maybe. And but I did say I was going to wait till after the holidays to do it, and I just have some rules. It's mostly what the rules that everybody has. You have to be 18 or older, or you have to have your parents' permission to share your address with me. And you must be able to reach me either through email or Instagram to give me your address. I've had a situation where they haven't given me their address yet. So I'm holding on to the pattern. I'll hold on to it another month. If the person is watching this, please, if you're not interested in the pattern, again, let me know. If you're not interested in sharing your address, let me know, and I will pass the pattern on to someone else. It was a Lizzie Kate pattern. Once your name is selected and announced on my video, I'm going to say 15 days, and you have to reach me because I usually do a video every 2 weeks. So during those 2 week span, I'd like to have selected a winner, sent them a message that they've won, and then for them to, in response, get back to me with their address so that I can mail them what they've won. I hope I'm not upsetting anybody with these rules, but it's sad that I have patterns sitting here that somebody won and they haven't collected it, and there were other people that really wanted it. So that's why I'm just implementing a few of these rules. Okay. Oh, I forgot to come up with a question. Okay. It's not going to be a question. All you have to do is comment to tell me which pattern you would like, or which, if it's more than one, that's fine. I will keep 3 lists. There's going to be 3 patterns, and I'm just going to gift it away. Okay, the first one is in Ink Circles, and this is Turrets and Town. Let me take it out of the plastic so that it doesn't reflect. I actually have the light off today because it's a really gray, dreary day here in New Jersey. It's not supposed to rain or snow or anything, but it is very cold. Okay, here is Ink Circles, Turrets and Town. So if you'd like to apply to win this one, just write the Ink Circles Okay, and I'll put you in for that one. The second is a Jardin Privé, and it is Marquise. Oops. Focus that a little bit better. Okay, second one is Marquise. So let's just write instead of Marquise, because there could be, if I Google search, it might be misspelled. Why don't we just say the lady? I'd like to stitch the lady. And then the final one is a sampler, because I know there's people that love samplers. I thought I would like a sampler, but I haven't found one that I liked, that I'm willing to stitch, because I love this, but it's too much for me to handle at this time. And it is called Elizabeth Furness 1836. And I really didn't want to open it because it's a brand new pattern, but it's showing a lot of reflection, so sorry that I had to open it. This is it. There's an Adam and Eve in there. And so on this one, if you'd like to be entered to win, I'd like to stitch the sampler. Okay, so those are my 3 patterns that I'm giving away this time. And just leave me a comment if you're interested in any of the patterns or all of them. And on my next video, I will announce the winners, and I will also contact you through your message. Alrighty, so that's about it. I hope you have a great 2 weeks till we meet again. It will be the end of January. I'll go over plans for new starts, show you what I've done in the meantime, and we'll be celebrating Rebecca's birthday and my husband's birthday, which is next week. So those are 2 fun things coming up for me, and I hope you have a great 2 weeks. Happy stitching, and as Leslie Hurley would say, no reverse stitching, just forward stitching. I wish you. All right, take care. Bye now.